It's a pleasure to join you this Wednesday morning. The program is Leading Women on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. My name is Ifeoluwapo Adini. My guest on the program is a career coach and the CEO of Dotiu Consulting. It's a pleasure to have you on the program, Seyi Amjo.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And it's a pleasure to have you in Ibadan.
Thank you.
So maybe I should also add that you are an on-air personality at Unilori FM.
That's correct.
So I guess this business isn't new to you.
Not at all.
Well, you talk on various subjects and you're quite passionate about career upgrade and choosing the right career. But why this line?
Yeah, career guidance for me, it's something that came out of my experience in life. I was born into a family in which almost everybody was in the sciences, and it was natural to just be a science student. So at some point, I felt I didn't really have a choice than to be in the sciences. And I got into the sciences, even though mathematics was not a very strong point for me. I had to struggle to pass exams. Fine, I did pass, but then I knew it didn't come easy for me. And then I entered into the university. I did biochemistry. I had to just study to pass exams.
And you squeezed your face now whilst saying biochemistry.
Yes, because for me, I didn't see myself relating with reagents in the laboratory and all. I'm more of a people's person. I like to talk to people. I like to motivate people, challenge people and all of that. But then I had to just do that for 4 years of my life. And then I graduated and I began to discover myself. And I felt the things that I had been through, other people should not be through it. So I made up my mind to help people discover themselves early in life. And that's the reason why I'm into career guidance and, of course, career upgrade.
So your job is to preach your story of self-discovery in order to help upcoming ones?
Yes.
So it means that your target audience would be very limited, right?
Well, in a way, because I believe in early intervention. So we go out to schools to talk to secondary school students, especially those ones in the junior secondary school. However, it's not too late to find yourself and get back on track. For me, it was after NYSA. And there are still a lot of people out there who are doing something wrong and they feel it's already too late and they have to stay with their mistakes for the rest of their lives. So we reach out to that category of people and let them understand that it is never too late to get back into what you were designed to do.
Okay, and when you decided to choose this career path, which of course is to get people back into the right career, what was the reaction of those around you, particularly your parents who felt you were better off in the sciences?
Yeah, my parents really didn't understand me because, after my university, they felt I should go back for a master's program in biochemistry, and I was like, no, that would not be it. So I started out trying a lot of things, and then at some point I felt fine. If you want me to do a master's, I would do an MBA. And then I did an MBA and I specialized in human resource management, which I felt would help me better relate to people and understand people, of course, which is what I love to do. So when I started with the career coaching thing, it didn't really look like it for them because they felt, where will your money come from? It felt like I was just going about doing charity work. But then I understood that there was a place for that in my life and there were other things I needed to do. But today things are better off. They seem to understand me now and they'll know, okay, fine, she's going somewhere, and they can only just wish me well.
Well, will I be right to also call you a motivational speaker?
Yes, I love to inspire people, and I don't take that lightly because I believe a lot of people are out there who are very close to committing suicide. I've talked to several people, young people, 20, 21, 22, who have tried taking their lives severally. And sometimes you ask them, what's the challenge? Some of them tell you something like, I'm 21, I'm not in a stable relationship. And I'm like, seriously? Some of these things are just ridiculous. But when there is hope, when people understand that their lives are bigger than whatever challenges they might be facing now, then you can save them and help them to live onto the greater purpose that is ahead of them.
Well, research has shown that many adolescents, especially teenagers, are mostly depressed. Is there something about that age bracket?
Yes, I believe a lot of people don't understand teenagers. And the society we find ourselves is one that is judgmental. So you see young girls who cannot relate with their parents. They can't talk to their mom.
And young boys?
And young boys also. So there are a lot of questions on their minds that they can't even get answers to from home. So a girl was probably asked out by a boy. Rather than her talk to her mother about it, the mother is going to snap at her and say, what the hell are you doing? So the girl keeps quiet and goes to discuss such with her peers. And of course, some of them will give her wrong advices. And before you know it, people just get messed up at some season of their lives. And everything gets complicated and they start making funny choices in life.
You know, I never asked if at any point you were also influenced by your peers. Because really, your career today is about telling people how you discovered or rediscovered yourself. Was there a point when you were also subject to peer pressure?
Yes. In the choice of a career, I was subject to peer pressure. But for me, it was more like living to meet up with the expectation of the society. So at some point in my life, I was influenced by peer pressure. But it was more like trying to live up to an expectation, because when I was in secondary school, I was the head girl. So you know how you're in that position and you want to just keep the pace and all of that. But then at some point I had to be true to myself, and I felt, no, this is not really what I want to do with my life. I want to do more. A lot of my teachers see me today and they're surprised. They're like, wow, we thought you would do medicine. And I'm like, sorry, I'm not doing medicine, I'm doing something else.
But you're happy with what you're doing now?
I'm happy.
Someone is quick to ask that what is the difference between motivational speaking and enlightening people about the choice of a career?
Well, enlightening people about the choice of a career could be a part of motivational speaking, because at the end of the day, when we have told them about the consequences of their choices, people are motivated, people are inspired, and they want to make the right decisions. But motivational speaking or inspirational speaking is broad. A lot of things go into it. That's where we talk to people who are victims of teenage pregnancy, people who are into addiction, people who are sick. You know, some people have terminal illnesses, and we provide our support for them. So it's more inclusive than career guidance.
But mostly in Nigeria, is it not the case that it is only when it comes to employment that people need to be motivated? Mostly.
Well, the truth is, people need motivation even outside that season of getting a job, because a lot of people are there who probably have a job, they are underemployed. Some people are stuck in the wrong career. Some other people just have issues with their bosses. A lot of people want to change jobs. They are on a good job, but then they don't seem to understand what is going on there. So there are actually different seasons. And even outside getting a job, people have a lot of challenges in life. Health challenges, family challenges, the economy of Nigeria, the way it is now, it's a lot of challenge for people out there. So there is so much on people's minds, and they actually need to understand that tough times never last, but tough people do.
So I'm interested to know if everyone can be a career counselor.
Well,
can I, for instance, go through self-help books and then become a career counselor?
Yes, if you have chosen to go through a self-help book, then that suggests to me that you are interested in career guidance. Some people naturally are not interested. It's not their business. They feel somebody else should be doing it. But I believe anybody can actually go into it if they have a passion for it and they want to help the younger generation to get into the right career. So
if you had found your own career choice early in life, would you be a career counselor today?
Probably not, because the negative experiences I went through was what motivated me to go out there and save other people from it.
So we can say your experience is a plus to other youths out there.
Very correct.
The program is Leading Women on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. And my guest is a career coach and the CEO of Dotio Consulting. The program will be back after this break. Stay with us. Yes, it's a pleasure to be back from that break. The program is Leading Women on the Integrity Station Splash 105.5 FM. My name is Ifelowakbo Adini, and I still have my guest in the studio. She's a career coach and the Chief Executive Officer of Dotio Consulting. It's a pleasure to still have you here, Seyi Amjo.
Thank you very much.
Whilst we were on that break, you told me that you came back after your master's degree abroad for a purpose.
Yes.
Well, I'd like you to tell those who are listening now, what purpose really?
When I was about leaving the UK, a lot of people didn't understand me because I got a lot of offers that the average person would have loved to stay with. But then at that season of my life, a lot of things were not still very clear. But I had this strong desire within me to come back to Nigeria and make a change. Fine, very young, but then I just felt that is something I can offer to this nation, and staying back there would deprive me of that opportunity. So I came back and I began to explore a lot of things. I started doing business, seeing the value I had seen, the things I had seen over there, and how I could come back to this country and instill, such values. And it's been worth a while for me so far. I have no regrets because I'm happy with what I'm doing and I'm grateful to God.
But Nigeria battles with great unemployment figures, so much so that what is available now becomes acceptable. In that case, is there really a need to give people career talk when you know those jobs are not even available?
Yes, that is actually a very good reason for us to give the career talks or the career coaching sessions, because the thing is, when we go for career sessions, we don't just tell them about how to write a CV and how to pass a job interview. There is much more to it. Basically, where we start from is self-discovery. There is a need for everybody to understand who they are. You need to understand your strength as an individual. You need to understand your weaknesses. You need to understand the way you were wired, the things that, challenge you. Sometimes the things that you see and you are just angry about is an indication to the problems you are meant to solve. So there is so much that goes into self-discovery. So that is actually the foundation. Now, for an individual who comes around and says, I am not really into this job thing, I want to do business. Correct. You can add value. So it's beyond just getting a job. There is so much that people can do. People can start up businesses, employ people. And I think that is really what Nigeria needs at this season of this economic recession. There is so much of importation and we're exporting virtually nothing. And I believe there is a need for us to begin to raise entrepreneurs who would not just do, miniature businesses, but people who are determined to set up big corporations. I tell people that if we have 5 of Alhaji Aliko Dangotes in Nigeria, we won't be in this mess we are in today. But the average young person is timid, wants to just get something small and work for somebody. But there is a need for us to look inwards and realize that we are actually the solution, and we have all that it takes to conquer these challenges that are before us if we take responsibility, be focused and be determined.
So what is the best time for an individual to be introduced to career talk?
Well, in my own opinion, I believe even right from primary school, the kids should be introduced to it, because that is where, you ask a little child, what would you like to be? The guy says, I want to be a doctor. The other one says, I want to be an engineer. But then, at some point, that is why we recommend for people to take their kids out. Okay, you want to be a doctor? Can we talk to that doctor neighbor of ours? And then when you hear what it involves, what it entails to be a doctor, the child might really not be interested again and be like, oh, this is not the kind of a thing I want to do in my life. Early in life, they should begin to understand the implications of some of these choices they are beginning to make, and then they begin to just keep testing the waters. Okay, today somebody says I want to be an astronautical engineer. The next day the girl says I want to be a businessman. Just allow him to check out things, and by the time he's getting into secondary school, is more aware, and he can now understand some basic things like self-discovery, and then you can take the child through and say, okay, this is what you are geared to. You seem to like mathematics. Would you like to be an engineer? Would you like to be this? Would you like to be that? For the kind of a child that is always taking care of sick people and is just very nice and caring, would you like to go into something like nursing? Would you like to be a doctor? Parents need to help their children and not impose anything on them.
But will it be wrong to re-engineer the path of children when you see that they are going astray?
Well, there is a place for guidance.
For instance, a child who just wants to be a politician and nothing more.
Well, for a child who wants to be a politician, I don't even think being a politician is a career in itself. I think that is one of the reasons why we have a challenge in our country today. People just imagine I will be in politics for the next 25 years. But then they don't have businesses they run, they don't have any other thing they do at the side. And so some people feel I have to be in government by fire, by force. So you want to be a governor, you want to be a senator, you want to be in the House of Rep, you just keep recycling yourself. So like a child that has an ambition to be a politician, it's not bad because
we engineer such
it is
thoughts.
Yes, but you can tell the child you still need a career. You have to have something you're doing so that when you get into office and you're out, you have something to fall back on. You don't see yourself as somebody who has to always be in government for the next 10, 15, 20 years like we have in our country today.
But how best is this applicable in a society where many people are underemployed and are only doing their jobs in order to survive?
Yes, I understand that is a big challenge in our country today because a lot of young people are unemployed, and most of the people who are employed are underemployed. But then the thing is this, people must learn to start small and grow big. The big people up there today started little. You are underemployed today. It's not the end of the world. So long as you're not just sitting down there and pitying yourself. You need to think outside the box and see what else you can do. You have a job. Can you do a mini business at the side? Can you open a small shop and get somebody to sell something for you? We have to just be creative and look at the opportunities around us.
So you believe in entrepreneurship?
Very well.
But then the argument comes, where will the capital come from?
Well, the truth of the matter is, capital is not always the biggest challenge. When your focus is too much on capital, you might not get anything done. When I started my consulting firm, I had close to nothing. All I had was strong determination and a big dream. And I met people, that dream attracted people to me. People felt like, wow, this young lady, you want to do this? You want to do that? Well, I think I know somebody that could help you get to an office space. And those links started coming one after the other. My first office was just one shamble, I had a table, I had a chair, I had one rug that a friend gave me. But it didn't matter. I understood that was just a starting point, and the future ahead me is great. And today, it's a different ball game entirely. I've outgrown that. So the young people of today must realize that yes, sometimes you have to start small, but believe in yourself, be determined, and know that you will not remain small. As much as you are ready to harness the opportunities that life brings your way, you will break out of that, place of containment, and you will get into greater heights.
I know you counsel young ones, and you have done that in many states in Nigeria. So what do you tell them in this period of 1 million people chasing 10,000 police jobs?
Yeah, that's very interesting. Those are the statistics that we have in our faces, and they are really sad. But then the truth of the matter is this: everybody will not work with the government. Everybody will probably not work for somebody. Some people have to take responsibility and look at what they can do for themselves. Some people have to learn how to create opportunities for themselves.
And for others.
Because a lot of young people are out there sitting down. The only jobs they apply for are these highly competitive jobs. I tell people there are so many jobs out there that you don't even know about. Jobs that are not announced. There are several organizations you walk into that you realize they need somebody. There was a time I needed the secretary, and I didn't just have the time to go and do one publicity somewhere. But I saw people, a lot of them probably didn't just qualify. So there are unadvertised jobs out there. That's people you just know. People you need to probably tell somebody that you know, and the person knows somebody that needs somebody. That's just the way it works. You don't have to know one big person up there, but vacancies in little places are out there that you don't even know about. And of course, people need to be proactive. Sometimes you have to go out and send an unsolicited application to an organization. Somehow, at some season, they will need somebody. And if they have your data with them, they can always give you a call. Rather than sitting down and feeling sorry and complaining about what is not working. People are still getting jobs in this country. And it's the people who are proactive that actually get the good jobs. Not people who are sitting back and waiting until they will announce that there is one big job out there.
People who make themselves depressed.
Yes. So really, I think young people should just understand that there is still hope. Things are not probably as bad as we imagined. People still get jobs. So if other people are getting it, you can. And if the job thing is not your own, for God's sake, you can start a business. There are things you can do at the side and just, believe in yourself. And the sky is your starting point.
Well, you have never mentioned vocational training. Can that also work in this instance? Could it equate with having a white-collar job, for instance?
Yes, vocational training is actually one of my areas of passion. I so much believe in it. I supervised the building project sometimes last year, and a lot of the people that came to work, some of the bricklayers, some of the guys that laid it out, some of these young people were actually students. And I was happy. Why? Because these people are not just sitting down waiting for their parents to give them money. They're ready to go out and try out things. And now I told a few of them, I said, don't just stop here. You can be the one getting the big contracts. You can't afford to just be an ordinary laborer or an ordinary bricklayer. You can take it to the next step. Know how to get the contracts, know how to do all of these things. So really, young people out there should look forward to opportunities to acquire a skill. Learn something. I can't say it enough. Learn something. There are always opportunities for you to, make little money here and there.
Well, Seyi Amjo, I know your MBA was in resource management from the University of Wales, and you must have learned some principles. But those principles, do they work here practically?
Well, the truth of the matter is, principles work everywhere. Only that there are peculiarities. So you need to understand the environment you are in, and then it aids you in applying the principles. There are some things that would work in the developed world that would not work here. There are some things you imagine, assume that people should know. This is a normal etiquette. But when you come down here, you have to teach people down to the basics. Because some of these things are not even in our culture. We didn't grow up with it. They are foreign to us. That's why you walk into an organization sometimes and you realize that the front desk person is being very rude to you. And you're wondering, what's the problem? Probably that person has not been trained. But with training, things get better. And then you can, at some season, get results that are close to what we have in the developed world. So training actually bridges the gap. And understand the peculiarities of the society you are in and not take anything for granted. Understand that there is a lot of gap and so much has to be instilled into the average person out there.
Well, I can say that you are a very optimistic person. Did all this come from your experiences or from a resolve that no matter what, you would be an all-positive person?
Yeah, I made up my mind early in life to be successful. Especially when I got back after my master's and I got back into Nigeria, and when you travel and you come back and you see the way things are, sometimes you are tempted to take your bag and run away. But then I made up my mind to succeed. If I have to stay in this country, I will succeed. And that is what I tell to everybody. You don't have to live abroad to succeed. Promotion, it doesn't come from abroad. It comes from above. And of course, when I say above, you need to understand that there is so much you have in you. God has a high expectation about your life, and you can't afford to be a disappointment. If you have been designed to live in Nigeria, then you can make it in Nigeria. Whichever country on the face of the earth you find yourself, you can make it there. You don't have to be in any country of the world to be successful. So that is my own belief, and it has been working for me.
Well, the program is still leading women on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM, and my guest is Seyi Amjo. a career coach, and the chief executive of Dotio Consulting. The program will be back after this break. Please stay with us. Yes, I welcome you back from that break. Is still leading women on the Integrity Station /105.5 FM. And my name is Efeluwapo Adeniyi. My guest is a career coach and the CEO of Dotio Consulting. Her name is Seyi Amjo. It's still a pleasure to have you on the program, Seyi.
Thank you very much.
I know you authored the book, What Career is Best for Me? And the book is widely read and has been endorsed even in the United States of America. Tell me how you managed to do that.
Well, like I said previously, when you're optimistic about life, it has a way of attracting to you the resources you need, human resources, finance, and all of that. I wrote this book with a dream to put this book in the hand of every Nigerian child. For me, it's something that everybody needs to have. And I went about doing my thing. And, I met people, I discussed with them, and they were inspired, they were challenged, like, wow, this is big, this is phenomenal. I sent them the scripts, they read it, and they believed in it and gave their endorsements. So really, I think it's not until you know somebody big up there. That positive outlook to life and that determination would attract the people you need to take you to the next season of your life. And for me, it has worked.
Well, Seyi, there are some persons who have gotten their career choice wrong right from the onset. Is all hope lost for them?
No, all hope is not lost for them.
Even people who are in their mid-50s?
Yes.
Mid-60s?
We've had people who are retirees and, after retirement, they believed they still had energy. They say retired but not tired. And then they decided to, check out opportunities out there. At this season, they probably just want to work for a charity and do something that gives them fulfillment. So at that season of life, even when it looks like, wow, all hope is lost, people can still discover themselves and get into things that will give them the sense of fulfillment that every individual has a right to. So it can never be too late to get back into the right career. When there's some time might have been lost, I might not be able to achieve as much as you would have desired to achieve, but ultimately, it's never too late.
What of situations where some persons are going through parental pressure or some individuals are going through institutional pressure, especially given career choice? What is the way forward for such persons?
Yeah, we encourage parents to try to understand their children and not impose any career on them. The fact that your child is not studying medicine or engineering or accounting does not mean the child will not amount to something great in life. I tell people, when you want to consider a career, look at the people who are the highest place. On that ladder of career.
The peak.
The peak. Who are those people who earn most in that place? When you realize what some makeup artists earn, probably they do makeup for a celebrity or something, then you will not look down on any profession anymore. So really, whatever it is your child wants to do, there is a place for guidance with parents. I understand that, but don't overshadow the child and insist on a particular career. Allow the child release his or her creativity and just provide the opportunities they need to be the best at whatever it is they have desired to do. And I believe that would help every young person out there.
And those who have found themselves in institutions where they are misfits, they want to change their career, of course, but they just don't know how to do it. Is all hope also lost for persons like that?
Well, for persons like that, all hope is not lost, because, like I always tell people, take it one step at a time. You don't test the waters with both feet inside. So you go one step at a time. You're probably thinking of changing your career path. You want to move into an entirely different industry. You can probably take a weekend job. You want to probably you are a marketer. You want to try writing. You can write over the weekend and just, start gradually. Do something at the side. Don't just leave your job overnight and say, wow, I've found something. You might get into it and realize it's not really what you actually planned for. So there has to be a plan on ground, and then you just move one step at a time until you get to that point in which you realize, wow, this is it, and I have the financial resources and the backing I need to stay here. You don't want to leave your job and not have shelter over your head or food on your table and say you found a passion. That might be very difficult. So it's going to be a gradual process, but then all hope is not lost. A lot of people have transitioned from one career path to the other successfully, and whoever is listening might just be the next in line.
Yes, we do know that some persons are very good at just about what they do. And such persons are also very good with multitasking. And it could be very difficult for them to hold on to something and say, that is the only thing that they want to do. For such persons, would you advise that normal way of life of trying so many things out? Or would you advise them to settle down for something?
Well, the truth of the matter is, just like you said, there are quite a number of people who are multi-talented. They can do several things, and I think I happen to be one of those people also. But then everybody must realize that there is a core to whatever it is they want to do. And when you want to set out, like I always say, you take it one step at a time. You want to try this, try it. If it works, let it run. If there is something else that is of interest to you, check it out gradually. If you think you can build something around it, go ahead. Just make sure you don't become a confused person in the process of trying out different things. But ultimately, you need to understand that one thing might still stand out as the major one at the end of the day. And you need to realize where your center stage is and know the place of every other thing you're doing.
Well, away from career choice now, you also deal with the youth on how to maximize their potentials. You are also the convener of Ignite Quora. What gave birth to that initiative?
Yeah, Ignite Quora was a program that had a vision for over the years. But then a season came, that was in 2015, when we had to roll out, on that program, because I've watched young people over time display this attitude of despondency. People think all hope is lost. This country cannot be better. The old people are there ruling us. The young people should better just carry their bags and run out of the country. There is so much pity party going on out there, and young people don't even realize that they are the future of the country. So Ignite Quora is a program that challenges young men and women to become the solution to the problem of their generation. Don't watch and hope that a messiah will come from somewhere. Stop saying the leaders. We are the leaders. Some people are there today, but they won't be there forever. A new generation is emerging, and you must prepare yourself for the positions, for the vacancies that are going to be available. Not just in politics now, in every sector, in education, in media, name it. So it's a program that we rolled out in 2015 that challenges young people to set out and be the change. Believe in yourself, know that you have all that it takes to be who you really want to be, and don't settle for less. The fact that you are living in a place where, of course it was held in Kwara State, and the fact that you're not living in Abuja or Port Harcourt or Lagos does not mean you cannot go out and make a change. You cannot go out and make a difference. So it was just a program that we put together to challenge people to become the solution and stop looking around for the answer. Not stop looking around for who will make a change. It is you who will make that change. And you need to start to believe in yourself. And we believe that Ignite Quora will go to other states in the federation also. We'll probably have Ignite Oyo, Ignite Lagos, Ignite Plateau, and so on. So go out and make people realize that the future is here and we are the future.
So I'm sitting beside this woman now who has done so well for herself, Seyi Amjo. And I'm thinking, what does she do aside from giving career talks and being consulted?
Well, just like you rightly said, there is also some other side to me. I provide mentoring for people.
That's still something serious.
I do a lot of reading. Then I hang out with friends. Unfortunately for me now, a lot of my friends are not in the city where I live in, but we're always catching up online and all of that. And in some situations, I'm a family person. I love spending time with my family. So sometimes I go visiting my parents, spend time with them, check them out and see how well they are doing. And when I have the opportunity, I go out and play with children and just help them, to realize that, hey, when we're growing up, there was so much of adults pushing children away. But then I love to play with children and listen to them. When you talk to children, you don't have an idea of what is going on their minds, and then you can begin to sow the right seeds into their hearts, even right from that young age. So these are some of the things I do.
Well, it's a pleasure to have had you on the program, Seyi Amjo.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Well, my guest has been Seyi Amjo, a career coach and the Chief Executive Officer of Dotio Consulting. If you have questions for me, you can send your mails to ayadeni@splashfm1055.com, ayadeni@splashfm1055.com. You can also send text messages to 0705 439 3302, 0705 439 3302. The sound engineer of this production is Blessed Akum, and I remain Ifeoluwapo Adeniyi. Have a lovely day and bye-bye. Well, my guest has been Seyi Amjo, a career coach and the Chief Executive Officer of Dotio Consulting. If you have questions for me, you can send your mails to ayadeni@splashfm1055.com, ayadeni@splashfm1055.com. You can also send text messages to 0705 439 3302, 0705 439 3302. The sound engineer of this production is Blessed Akum, and I remain Ifeoluwapo Adeniyi. Have a lovely day and bye-bye.